Welcome to Lou's Clues cooking session. Yeah, Lou's Clues, we do it all. So, by popular demand, I'm going to talk about my famous one-pot wonder. So, there's a smorgasbord of things here on the counter, and I'm going to talk about it. So, about once a week or so, I make a big pot of food. It's actually like a soup, but it's a whole meal. This is a 16 quart pot, and this is a smaller pot, probably about 6 or 7 quart. So these are the only two types of stove pots you're going to need for this particular recipe. And here you can see we've got a whole bunch of things. So in this pot, the big one that is, eventually everything's going to end up in there. And it's like a thick soup. It all depends on how much water you put in, but it's a thick soup, and with all this food here, it'll make you about between 8 and 10 servings of these containers here. So what I do, I make up a big batch, and then I just put it into these kind of containers with a lid, and stick them in the fridge. And every night when I come home, or whenever I have food to eat, all you have to do is warm it up in the microwave, and it's a really healthy meal. There's nothing bad here. Everything here is really good for you. So I'm going to talk about what's in the soup. So we're going to have some parsley flakes, some curry powder, different types of curry. We're going to have a little bit of jerk seasoning and some steak spice. You don't have to stick to these particular brands. Pretty much any brand will do. There's going to be 1 can of white kidney beans, chickpeas, fava beans, some black beans, lima beans. Now you can see heavy on the beans. I love beans. They're good for your heart, and they make you fart. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that in the video, but it's true. But who cares? Who cares? And then I have about 4 or 5 carrots here. These are big carrots, so they'll go quite a long way. If you're using smaller carrots, you might want to use more. I really like the taste of carrots, so that's why I have so many of them. And you can use, for meat, you can use chicken, beef, whatever you like. I prefer the chicken. So you can see how much I'm using. This is a plate, and it's cut up into small chunks. And I've got about roughly 9 potatoes. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Some celery and some cabbage. Some garlic paste over here. We're going to use some of that. A couple of onions and a little bit of salt. No, not all that, just a little bit of that. So the very first thing we got to do, if your meat is not defrosted, go ahead and do that and get it ready. And while that's going, you can start chopping up the potatoes and cleaning off the carrots. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. I'm back. I've chopped up the potatoes. I leave the skin on the potatoes. I like it, and I think it's good for you. So put them inside this sieve. And I've peeled the potatoes and chopped off the ends. And I've cut up a bunch of cabbage. So you don't have to separate it all right now. Once it goes into the pot and you stir it around, it's going to open up. So just throw everything inside here. I still have to chop up the carrots, but I like to do them in a diagonal style. Looks better. Tastes the same, but looks better. So I'm going to finish up chopping up the carrots and I'll be right back. Once everything's chopped up, put it in some kind of sieve like this, or wash it any way that works for you, but I like to put everything in one sieve. That's the potatoes, the carrots, and the cabbage are all in here. And then just run it under the faucet. Give it a rinse. Shake it around. I'm going to give it a good rinse. And while you're at it, give the chicken a quick rinse. Try not to let the water go inside the vegetable sieve there. You don't want any cross-contamination. Okay, I'm just going to put that aside for now. Next thing we're going to do is start boiling the water for the potatoes. So I've got enough water that's going to submerge all the potatoes and the carrots. I'm just going to pour that inside the pot. So the rim of the pot where the water is should just go over the contents. So you can see the potatoes, the carrots, and the cabbage are all submerged inside the water. And start bringing that to a boil. It's going to take a little while. Okay. Cover that. Well, that's going. Let's move along to the big pot here. So in here, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a little bit of oil in here. Very small amount. It's just so that the chicken gets browned up. So we're going to heat that up in my trusty gas stove. And we're going to brown the chicken. So the chicken's going to go in there by itself. While that's warming up, let's proceed over here. I'm going to start taking all these cans, opening them all up, and putting them inside my pasta sieve. Purpose of that is so that we can rinse them off. There's all kind of stuff in here that we don't want in our soup, like the fluids and stuff. We don't want any of that in our soup. So let me get these all opened up, and then I'm gonna plop it in there, and I'll be back. So I'm still working on the cans, opening them and stuff, but the big pot is warm enough now. It's time to put the chicken in the pot. Take out our chicken and listen to the sizzle. So we're just going to sear the chicken here, brown it out, and I don't put anything else until the chicken is slightly browned. I get it all browned out first, and then we're going to add some things to it, like powders and salt, spices, etc. All the canned food, the beans and chickpeas are inside here, and now I'm going to give it a wash. Just rinse them all real good, get all that crud that they put in the can. Give it a good rinse. So these are all the different types of canned food. We had one can of dry lima beans. You can use pretty much anything you want, but this is what I had on hand. Some black beans, chickpeas, fava beans, and white kidney beans. You could substitute other things like red kidney beans, lime, oh, there's another kind of bean that I use sometime, I forget what it's called. Anyways, also I should mention the type of oil that I have in here. It's just a canola oil. You can see it's browning out really nicely now. Just stir it a little bit. It's almost ready for the spices. Let it go a little longer. At this point, what you could do is I have some garlic paste. You can use minced garlic or real garlic, and chop it up yourself. This is just easier. I'm going to take a couple of spoons. You can put it in there now. It's okay. So I put this inside the pot with the chicken, and be generous with the garlic. Garlic is good for you. Keeps the vampires away, keeps everybody away. Okay, let that brown out some more. So now I'm going to put in the chopped onions. Mix it in with the chicken. And stir around a little bit. At this stage, the onions will give flavor to the chicken. The chicken hasn't been infiltrated by any other food, so they're ready for absorption by the onion flavors. Oh, a piece of onion peel in there. So let that warm up a little bit. Take some curry powder, and I like curry powder, so I'm going to be generous here with the curry. Remember, you're making 8 to 10 servings, so you got to be generous with the ingredients. Now, another product I use, different types of paste. This is, or sauce, this is a butter chicken. Sometimes I use a curry sauce. You can use mango sauce, any kind of sauce that you like. And right now I'm going to put this inside the big pot. This is fairly liquidy, so it'll keep the chicken from burning. And just fill this up with some water. By the way, I use only filtered water. And the reason is filtered water just tastes better. And it's not expensive. I bought this water filter from Amazon. I've installed quite a few of them and put them in my family's kitchens, and everybody seems to like it. The water tastes really clean. I mean, city water here in Toronto is very good, but it still has a flavor, until you've tried this filtered water, you don't know what you're missing. Okay, so you can see this is on its way. Time to let that cook for a while, to let the chicken get infiltrated with all the different juices of the paste and the onions. We still got the pot here with potatoes and carrots going on. This is not ready to put in the big pot yet. We need to bring this to a boil. But you can see the wonderful color here of the cabbage. This one pot meal is very nutritious. It's got a lot of good nutrients, a lot of fiber. There's carrots, there's potatoes, the cabbage, all the beans. You're not going to be short on fiber, trust me with this. And protein. There's quite a bit of protein, quite a bit of fiber. and everything else that goes with these foods. Just keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. And you want to keep the stove on low after you've seared the chicken, and before you start putting in the sauce and the onions. Turn down the stove till about, on my stove it's about 2 to 3 out of 10. Excuse me. So right now you can put in a little bit of the jerk seasoning. Not a whole lot. Goes a long way. And some of the steak spice. Not too much of this either. Just a couple of sprinkles. That goes a long way too. I'm going to cut up some forget what it's called. Okay, I'm going to throw in some celery now. The celery I'm going to put right inside the big pot, not the smaller pot. I'm going to put it inside this pot, and the reason is I don't want it to get too soft. I still want it to have a bit of a crunchiness to it, and by putting it in here you will achieve that. A little bit more celery. So you'll notice that I haven't used salt at all yet. Some of the canned foods, like the chickpeas and kidney beans, they do have a little bit of salt inside them. So you don't have to use a lot of salt if you're going to use any at all. And this thing tastes really good even without putting any salt. You can always add the salt after it, before you're eating it, to taste. That way you're not making the whole batch with salt. Some people don't like it, so you can always add it after the fact. But I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there. Not a whole lot. So maybe 3 sprinkles. That's all you need. Looking good. All right, I'll come back in a bit. I'm back. You'll notice the potatoes, carrots, and cabbage are really cooking. And I mean cooking. Now the carrots don't cook at the same rate as the potatoes and cabbage. They're slower, but if you like a little bit of crunchiness to the carrots, or a little bit al dente, so to speak, then just put them in all at the same time. But if you want your carrots soft, cook them a little bit ahead of time before you put the potatoes and the cabbage in there. And you see we've got this beautiful purplish color from the cabbage. So this water here, this was filtered water. We're not going to get rid of this. We're going to keep it. It's all going to end up inside the big pot. So at this stage, I'm happy with the consistency of the potatoes and carrots. So we're going to blend that into the big pot for further cooking. So this is a careful stage. Turn off the stove. If you're not comfortable dumping the whole pot in there at one time, do it in stages. Get a scooper of some sort, like this, and then just go at it a little bit at a time. It works just as well. But I'm a seasoned pro, so I'm just going to dump it in all at one time. It's a good thing it's on camera, otherwise nobody would believe me. Just joking. Okay. There it is. Scoop up anything that got left behind. So at this stage, it's going to need more water, but not yet. Don't add the water in just yet. Let this thing stew for a while. We're going to add in a little bit more water later. You're going to get some evaporation, so to get a better gauge of how thick the soup is going to be, you want to let this stew for a little while. And I don't have any secret formula. I just do everything by eye and by feel, experience. So I'm sorry I don't have any specific times. There's so many variables that I could never come up with those rules for you. So you're going to have to do a little bit of trial and error experimentation. And anyways, I'm still on low heat. I'm on 2.5 to 3 on my stove. You don't want this going full blast because you'll burn something. And should stir it occasionally. Don't let it sit in one spot for too long. I don't know if, did I mention that I put some parsley in there? Yeah, maybe I did it off the camera. Put a little parsley in there. It adds a little bit of taste that your family will be saying, "What's that wonderful taste?" And it's the parsley. Okay, I'm going to let that go for a while. We'll be back. I'm back. So you're probably wondering, what happened to all those beans and peas and stuff? Well, now they're coming. So I've let this stew for a while. It's time to add this wonderful pot strainer of peas and beans. and just stir it in. And this is another reason why I said earlier, don't add any more water yet, because you don't know how much water you're going to need. You might have put too much water in there before adding all the beans and peas. So now you can gauge how much more water you're going to need based on the amount of lentils, legumes, and all that other stuff that you just threw in. So you can see it's pretty thick right now, and it's, in my opinion, it's a bit too thick. So I'm going to add some more water, filtered water, that is. So just do it in stages. You don't want to add too much at one time. You can't take it out. You can always put some in if you need more. It's still pretty thick soup. I'll probably add a little bit more water later, but not right now. Stove is still going at 2 to 3 out of 10. And it's exactly where I want it. We're taking the slow boat. No rushing this, because you rush it, you're going to burn something, and what's the point afterwards? So we get paid by the hour here at Lou's Kitchen. Wonderful consistency, but I think I wanted a little bit more watery, so just let that go. This 16 quart pot is about half full right now, and that's gonna make a good 9-10 of those food containers. They're the type of food containers you get at food courts with a full meal. So each one of those will make a really good meal. You can take those to work, just zap them in the microwave, and you got a meal fit for a king or a queen. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention one very important ingredient. You gotta have some wine when you're making these types of foods, right? Right? Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Now we're in the home stretch here. By the way, I added about another half a liter of water, maybe 400 milliliters to half a liter. So it's a little bit more watery now, but it's gonna have to cook. So leave it on that same low heat setting for maybe another half hour, 45 minutes or so. You're not going to burn anything here. As long as you keep stirring it every once in a while, nothing's going to get burnt. And once that's done, you just want to let it cool off before you put it in containers. So I hope you try it, and I want to know how it turned out for you. Send me a comment, and if you have any questions, send me a question. Thanks for watching.